NASCAR Cup Series qualifying has officially concluded from Dover International Speedway, and Kyle Busch has won the pole. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to your video. As I just said a second ago, NASCAR Cup Series qualifying has concluded at Dover Motor Speedway, and Kyle Busch has picked up his first pole of the 2024 season. Kyle Busch has struggled a lot so far in 2024, so to see Kyle Busch show a lot of pace today and speed on the racetrack is really huge. The last time Kyle Busch won the pole, which was at Worldwide Technology Raceway last year, guess what he did? He went on to win the race. I can see Kyle Busch having a really great chance and opportunity, but track conditions are definitely going to be a lot different in the race tomorrow because it's going to be a lot warmer, and there was a lot of tire wear and cording that was going on kind of similar to Bristol. But this is a huge shot in the arm for Kyle Busch. To see this team go out there and win the pole, I think is really huge and massively phenomenal for the 8 organization. Like I said, they have had a lot of struggles the last couple months especially, and to see Kyle Busch go out there and put up the speed that he showed and won the pole by quite a bit, I think is really, really huge. So nonetheless, congratulations once again to Kyle Busch on winning his first pole of the year. I don't know what number career pole that is for him in the Cup Series, but it's his first pole 2024, a really huge pole for him. Congratulations him on winning his first pole of 2024. So now we're going to take a look at the top 10 qualifiers and talk about some of the other notable names that did not make the final round. There's a lot of surprising drivers that made it to the final round. So Kyle Busch wins the pole. Ryan Blaney qualifies second. The last time we had tire issues like we did at Bristol, guess who won the pole? Ryan Blaney. He'll be starting on the front row. Really good speed from the 12 team. He's been decent at this track, but not absolutely amazing at Dover. But for him to start in second position, really good job for Ryan Blaney. He'll start on the front row. William Byron qualifies third, best of the Hendrick cars. William Byron, in my opinion, is probably going to have a car fast enough to contend for the victory. Byron was really faster in the early portion last year and was the best car on the 10 to 15 lap averages. So that's something to watch for sure. But like I just said a second ago, track conditions are going to be a lot different in this race than they were in the race tomorrow than they are currently in qualifying. Tyler Reddick qualifies fourth. I thought Reddick was going to have a shot at the pole, to be honest, because he looked really strong on the long run especially. And the 45 team's got a lot of momentum after winning at Talladega, and also seeing Michael Jordan go in victory lane was incredible. But really good speed for Tyler Reddick. He'll be starting in fourth place tomorrow. Noah Gragson qualifies fifth. I believe that is his best starting position in his career in the Cup Series in any track, so a huge run for Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson is really surprising too because I think Gragson was like 34th or 35th on the speed charts, so for him to qualify fifth, really good job from Gragson. He's been doing a really good job so far this year with the equipment he's been in. Starting in fifth, good job from Noah Gragson. Denny Hamlin qualifies sixth. Hamlin, I thought, was going to have a chance at the pole. He looked really good in practice earlier today, I should say. I think Denny Hamlin will be a threat for the win. He's only won once here before, but I do think that Denny Hamlin's going to have a chance and an opportunity to win. He'll be starting sixth tomorrow in the race. Chase Briscoe qualifies seventh. I'm telling you, he's been probably the strongest SHR driver for the most part so far this year. It's a shame he couldn't back up and get the pole today, but seventh place is still a very solid run, all things considered. He'll be starting in the top 10. Another really good qualifying run for Chase Briscoe. Michael McDowell qualifies eighth. I'm telling you, this 34 team is starting to show a lot more pace and a lot more speed consistently. And while the finishes have not been there, they obviously could have won last week at Talladega. They've been qualifying up front, and the most important thing is they have been getting stage wins that they desperately need. So starting in eighth tomorrow, great job for Michael McDowell. He'll start in the top 10. Alex Bowman qualifies ninth. Definitely a little bit of a surprise for sure to see him inside the top 10, considering he was like 20th or 21st in practice earlier today. But again, like I said, qualifying ain't going to transfer to the race. Alex Bowman starting ninth, though. He won here back in 2021, so we'll see if he can do really good. And then finally, AJ Allmendinger qualifies 10th. Even though AJ Allmendinger did not get the pole and it's a little bit low on the timesheets, it's still very impressive to see a call car up there. Both call cars had some pretty good pace and speed this weekend, which is definitely surprising. So great job by Michael McDowell to qualify inside the top 10. So those are the top 10. Let's talk about some notable drivers because there's a lot of big names that did not make the final round of qualifying. Bubba Wallace, I think he's starting around 18th or 19th in the race tomorrow. Was decent in practice. I expect Bubba Wallace with that Air Force scheme, which looks amazing, by the way. I think he's going to be fast tomorrow. I look at drivers like Kyle Larson to be a lot better. I think Kyle Larson has his car set up for the race tomorrow when it's a little warmer. Kyle Larson qualified a little bit farther back than normal, but I do think that Kyle Larson's going to have a chance and opportunity to be up front at the end. Remember last year before crashing because Chastain was a little over-aggressive and got in the back of Brendan Poole, and Larson had nowhere to go. He was the fastest car on the racetrack, so I think Kyle Larson's going to be a threat. Chase Elliott didn't make the final round. In fact, he was one of the slowest cars on the track, which, like I said, was definitely a major shock and a major surprise. So, though, some really good speed from him. He'll be starting inside, basically in the back, but I expect Elliott by the end of the race to get up front. I'm not insanely too worried about Chase Elliott in this race. You've got other drivers that did not make the final round that I was really surprised about. Guys, of course, like some of the Toyotas. I think Ty Gibbs missed the final round. Mark Truex Jr. missed the final round. Those are two big names I expected to make the final round because the Toyotas have been good here at Dover, but shockingly, they didn't make it. In fact, there's only one or two Toyotas that really made the final round. And there was a couple cars that crashed in qualifying. Christopher Bell crashed in the qualifying session, backed it in the outside wall. Zane Smith also wrecked, and Kaz Gralla also wrecked as well. Nonetheless, so those guys will all be starting in the back of the field because of unapproved adjustments, and I expect some teams to make some pretty big adjustments going into the race tomorrow. Like I said a second ago, the big thing to watch for in the race later today and later tomorrow is the rubber going to be laid down? Because if the rubber gets laid down with the warmer temperatures, I think that is going to create a much more interesting race. Because if it does turn into like Bristol was last time we were there, I think we're in for a very exciting and fun race. But with the temperatures being a lot warmer, I do truly believe that we are going to have some weather issues the weather being a little warmer tomorrow. I think we're going to have some interesting stuff happen because it's going to be a lot different conditions, especially at the track. But the Monster Mile is definitely back. It's going to be very interesting. We've seen a lot of wrecks with the next-gen car, and last year we saw a lot of tire cording as well, and Chris Capehart mentioned this during basically the broadcast, but basically that's something they were a little concerned about after practice last year, and then of course they had the race rained out, and it was about 59 to 60 degrees, but the rubber was getting down on the racetrack. Nonetheless, it's very interesting to see what happens, and we'll see if the rubber can be laid down on the racetrack in the Cup race tomorrow. So, that is going to be today's special video on Kyle Busch winning the pole. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and if I win a video, thus go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as for on Patreon as well. Link description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's video. What are the thoughts about Cup Series qualifying? Let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And congratulate Kyle Busch on winning his first pole of 2024. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, I'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Dover, and then later in the evening, we'll have a Shane Van Gisbergen video. If any other drivers have really strong performances tonight, there'll be videos on them. Then tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have the starting lineup for the Ward 400, and then we'll have the Cup Series race review from the Ward 400, and more than likely, we will have a news video on Monday. Got a ton of great content dropping on the channel that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.